This is the keep it simple, stupid, back focused myofascial 5-minute break here. The first thing you're gonna do is gonna require some balls. I'm using Jill Miller's Tune-Up Fitness balls. In lieu of those, 2 tennis balls in a sock or some sort of pouch can work. I don't personally recommend lacrosse balls. They're really hard. It's one of the things I love about the tune-up balls is that they have a nice softness to them and a little bit of grippiness to them. So they're not going to, they're unlikely to go so hard that they bruise you or that they do damage that way. It's my second to last day of beach vacation here, and I'm gonna soak it up in my bathing suit. You're gonna start with the 2 balls just above the sacrum. So if you feel in there, you feel the hard patch of the sacrum and the top of the pelvis. And then if you dig in, you can feel where the flesh and the muscle starts of the back. And you wanna put the balls right in that first soft, muscular, fleshy spot and just soften down on them. So your spine, with the 2 balls, the spine, bones of the spine is falling in the crack between the 2 balls. I'm gonna credit Samara Michelson with first introducing me to this really simple, beautiful technique of going up the spine. I was about 17 in 1998 in her yoga class, and she would often start this way, either with the tennis balls on the feet or going up the back. You're going to move them up a little bit higher. You can do this by using your feet to really gently pull your body down. Just do a little inchworm, so you go just a little bit lower on the balls and rest there. Notice how it feels from right to left. Also notice if you're kind of rolling off to one side, if you're avoiding putting weight into one side. After several breaths there, just thinking of melting over the balls, you want to draw them a little bit higher, so you can either do a little roll or an inchworm, or you can lift up and pull the balls higher and manually move them that way. Soften down into them. If you notice that you're not able to soften and relax down into this, then the balls that you're using may be too big or too hard for what your body needs right now. If your muscles are gripping against it, if they're resisting this work, then you need to ease up a bit. Working up to the next spot so that I stay in the frame, I'm going to manually move the balls, dropping down into it. And as it changes where I am on my back, I'm going to take just a little bit of side to side with my hips and my knees so that I have more weight rock into the right side of the spine and then more weight rock into the left side. Keep working up. As you get onto the ribs, you'll notice that there's not as much flesh between the bone and the balls. It'll change the sensation. And as I get up towards my shoulders, I'm going to really roll it. So drawing my body down, finding a spot to rest and keep my head in my hands. Just a little bit of movement side to side, mostly staying off of the spine. The spine is still between the balls and that crack. Moving up the spine, and as you get right between the shoulder blades, I love to lift my hips and pull and roll all the way to the base of the neck. So taking a couple passes there. Usually I get some pops in there, some little adjustments through my ribs. Nothing's happening today. I've already walked a lot. It must be nice and warmed up. So working that area between the shoulder blades, moving your spine, thinking of the spine dropping down in the crack between the 2 balls. You can definitely take as much time with that as you want, but we're going to move on to the second part, which you'll need a towel or a yoga mat or a roller or even a ball, or I'm going to use my mat here because I have it. And the simplest little thing here, supported bridge. Laying down on your back. I do have a bathing suit on. Laying down on your back, dropping your sacrum down on top of the mat, and just letting your low back soften. So it might not feel like a massage or myofascial work as we think of it, but the back muscles in this position are going the opposite of neutral. They're working towards flexion, softening because of gravity, softening down towards flexion, rather than the slight lumbar extension of neutral. So they are getting some very passive length here. Notice if you're gripping your legs, if you're holding tension in your legs at all, try to soften that. You might even take your feet a little bit wider and knock your knees together. Go into more of a constructed rest position through the lower body. And it is wonderful to stay here for minutes. But since the idea with this is just 5 minutes a day, I'm gonna end there. As you come off of it, go slow. Lift your hips just enough to move whatever you have under your hips. Again, it could be a yoga block or an actual foam roller or the mat here, or folded up towel or a cart or pillow. Just ease it out of the way and then take a moment here to just see how your back feels. Enjoy.